Tiger, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you.
Perfect, then we'll get started. I'd like to welcome in the defending champion of the Zozo Championship at Sherwood, Tiger Woods. Tiger, I'm sure you wanted to defend your title in Japan this week, but what are your thoughts on playing the Zozo Championship at a familiar venue here at the Sherwood Country Club?
Well, first off, the fact that we were able to have this championship, it was a big thing for the tour and a big bonus for all of us to be able to have this opportunity. It's awesome for us to be able to come back here to Sherwood. It's a golf course that I know well, and I've had my tournament here for a number of years. I think that having it here and having Zozo come to America and to have it come to this venue in particular is fantastic for all of us.
Great, we'll take some questions from the media, and just as a reminder, we'll reserve the last 5 minutes to take questions from the Japanese media with the help from a translator. The first question goes to Steve DiMeglio from USA Today.
Tiger, you played the back nine today.
Yep.
How familiar was it, or have you seen a little changes here and there? But how was it coming back here for the first time in a long time?
Well, the shape of the golf course hasn't changed, but the greens have changed since the last time I've played. They're a little bit flatter, a little bit bigger. Some of the contours are gone, and so it was a bit different. It's on the softer side, and I think that some of the redesign that they've done here in the redo has made this golf course certainly more member friendly, and I think that the scores would be awfully low this week.
And what is your blueprint once this week is over, heading into the Masters?
Say that again, I lost you there.
What is your blueprint? What is your plan after this week, heading into Augusta?
Well, I think my plan is to play and practice. I don't know if I'm going to play Houston or not. I'm not playing next week, and we'll see how this week goes, and make a decision from there.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll go next to Daniel Rappaport from Golf Digest.
Yeah, Tiger, so much was made of Bryson's performance at Winged Foot, and now we've seen Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson kind of post videos to social media of them trying to chase distance and chase ball speed. What do you make of the distance chase going on in professional golf right now?
Well, distance has always been an advantage, and now that we have the tools, that being the launch monitor, the fitting of the golf clubs, the adjustability, I think that all that plays into the fact that you're able to maximize the capabilities of a driver, and there's no reason why you can't pick up more yardage, and guys have done that. They've changed shafts, they've changed lofts, they've changed weights on their heads and length of clubs, and driving is such a huge part of the game, and it's so advantageous if you're able to get the ball out there. It just makes the game so much easier.
Great, we'll go next to Rex Howard from Golf Channel.
Tiger, your preparation for the Masters has been pretty well documented, and obviously you've had a lot of success at the Masters. Is there any way for you to replicate your normal workup or tune-up for the Masters this time around because of the circumstances?
Well, I think that no, you can't, because it's not normally not this time of year. It's not normally played this way. The configuration of events. We're not in the Florida swing. This is all different. This whole year has been different for all of us, and the fact that the Masters is being held in November, it's unprecedented, never been done before, and so I can't simulate the normal ramp up that I normally have, and I don't think anyone else can either. So it'll be different for all of us, and the fact that we have no spectators, it's going to be very different for optically, for a lot of us, and it'll be like how we normally play practice rounds there when we kind of go up there.
And have you ever played Augusta National around that time of year in November, and
I have.
Do you think it's going to play like?
I have played there in November, and the few times that I have played in November, it's been the same. It's been cold. Ball doesn't go very far, and I've normally have done it for some of the changes. The big change they made in 2002, because it's called, I guess it would be the fall of 2001. We went up there, and it was driver 3-wood into 1. 18 was a driver 3-wood. It's so different. If you're able to get the north wind like that time of year, it can be awfully difficult and long, and very different than when we normally play in April.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll go next to Doug Ferguson with AP.
Tiger, you mentioned the lack of fans at Augusta a minute ago, and this is probably an unfair question to ask you as much as experience as you have there. But when people talk about the cheers and the roars and the noise, etc., can you think of one maybe early significant moment that would illustrate what it's like? One big cheer that you'll never forget. It's probably been a few.
There's been a couple I've been a part of.
Thanks.
There was, the roar that Davis and I were paired together in the final round in '98 when Jack made a run and we were the group ahead. We knew it was Jack behind us, but the roars were so much louder than those were Nicklaus roars, and that's what I had grown up watching and got a chance to experience it in person. Unfortunately, there was a group in front, and it was loud, and there's no other place like it. It echoes there, it travels, and when you know the pairings, where certain players would be at that particular time, and you can figure out who's doing what, and the roars for certain people are a little bit louder than others, and then you hear eagle roars and holdouts on 16 or whatever it may be. It's unlike any other place in the world.
Can you, because you spoke to that last year quite well on knowing what the cheers were as you played the back nine, but when it gets really loud, which you've had a bunch of them, is it hard to maintain your focus? Not, I guess by that meaning, not to let it get you too pumped up.
No, the people are so knowledgeable, and they make their roars. The elevations are off the charts, but then everyone settles back down. That's one of the neat things about playing at Augusta is that you don't have people yelling, congratulations, you got the ball in the air, whatever it is. It's so different, and the people are so respectful. Yes, they're loud, and yes, they are into the moment of who's ever they're watching on that particular hole. But everyone settles back down again, and that's you can't say that about any other place.
Thanks.
We'll go to Bob Perry from ESPN.
Okay. Hey, Tiger, thank you. Two unrelated. One is, first, where's your game at this point, especially compared to maybe some of the struggles you had at the U.S. Open?
My game's definitely better than it was at the U.S. Open. I feel a little bit more prepared, a little bit better, and hopefully that translates into playing the golf course.
Secondly, unrelated, in the run-up to the Masters, obviously in a normal year, you might have 3, sometimes 4 events you might play in the 2 months leading up, maybe even 5. Now you're looking at this one, you sort of threw out maybe one more, but if it's only this one, it's so much different from normal years. How are you making up for that? How much does that hurt you, if any?
This entire year has been different for all of us, and my run up to Augusta is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and so that's just the way it is. The whole idea is to be ready in a few weeks, and whether or not that's playing one more event, whether that's Houston or just playing here at Zozo, just making sure that I'm ready for Augusta.
Thank you.
Go next to Karen Krause at the New York Times.
Hey Tiger, nice to see you. We know how much the Masters means to you, what a special place it is to you. How do you think we should look at Augusta National's Old South roots in the context of the racial awakening and reckoning that our country's going through right now?
Well, I think Augusta is just like any other part of the world, and it has changed, it has evolved. Yes, it has had some roots that I don't think that everyone's very proud of, but it has evolved. We have minority members now. We have more. It's more diverse, and just like anything, it evolves, and Augusta certainly has, and well, I'm sure it will continue.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And next to Jeff Shackelford from jeffshackelford.com. It sounds like you're on mute, Jeff. Sounds like we're having some audio issues. We'll go next to Ben Everell, pgtour.com.
Thanks, Sharon. Hey, Tiger.
Yeah, Ben.
Mate, will you, obviously, you know, you're trying to win everywhere you play or whatever, but do you think you'll get much of a better chance given where we are in your history here to maybe knock off 83?
Well, yeah, I have played well here over the years, and let's just say that the field's a lot bigger than normally when I had played here. No, I only had to beat 11 other guys, so that's very different. This golf course, I need to get another look at it tomorrow on the front nine, because the greens are definitely different than last time we played here. So, you know, hopefully everything comes together, you know, starting from Thursday, and have a great week.
Why do you think you've had success? Just because you can shape it around this place?
Well, this golf course is you know, I think is typical Jack. You know, it's pretty open in the fairways, but the second shots are very difficult, and you have to miss the golf ball in the correct spots. And you know, over the years, my iron game has been one of the stable parts of my game, and normally Nicklaus golf courses reward good iron play. And over the course of my entire career, I've won on a lot of Nicklaus golf courses, and I think because of that.
All right, thanks, mate.
Yeah, you got it, Ben.
Try going back to Jeff. It sounds like you're still on mute, Jeff. We'll go to Sam Farmer.
There he is. The Broadcast Incorporated live odds and betting. Do you, having had experience with the match, do you have any views on this and how it could go in a good or bad direction for golf? And then also your thoughts on the game tonight and the Dodgers prospects.
Well, I think that the match will certainly be entertaining. They've got you know, 4 guys that you know, are entertainers, and the whole idea of the match is to be entertaining. You know, that time of year, you know, most people are going to be at home and relaxing with the families, and it'll be nice to have that type of entertainment. As far as the Dodgers tonight, I mean, just here we go. You see where my heart's at. So yes, I like where we're at, and the fact that we've got Kershaw on the bump, and look forward to it.
Okay, we just have time for a couple more. We'll go to Sam Farmer from the LA Times.
Come on.
Tiger, what are your thoughts about the sand, the court sand at Augusta? The look of it, the feel of it, and do you think it'll be different in the autumn than it is in the spring?
It's the brightest sand there is in the world. It's so reflective. There are a couple of years that I've asked Joey for his sunglasses when I've gone to the bunkers and hit a few bunker shots. It's just so bright. Over the years, it's been different. Over the years that they've had it where it's heavier, and some years they've had it where it's watered down and, or not watered down, but it's more fluffy. And no matter the year, I just don't ever remember being able to spin the ball very well out of that sand. There are a couple spots where generally that there is a little lack of sand, and normally with the back of 12, and one of those two bunkers, you use the left one, has a little bit less sand. It has gone from sometimes being fluffy and a little heavy, but always every year it's always so bright and reflective.
All right, last question goes to Michael Bamberger from golf.com.
Thank you very much. Hi, Tiger. You gave that beautiful image last year at the Masters of your mom driving you around in the Plymouth Duster, and it made me wonder a couple things about your mom. One, did she, like your dad, have the athletic gene, and did she ever try golf at all herself?
No, she played golf when I was very little. We would play at Hartwell and go out there and play together. But no, she never really played much. And she can still putt. We still have a few putt-offs in the backyard every now and again with the kids. And she's not able to swing the club anymore because of her health, but she still loves being a part of it.
Did she have the athletic gene like your dad did?
Certainly not as athletic as my dad, for sure.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a quick question from Bernie McGuire with the Daily Record.
Hi, good to see you. Listen, just a quick question. There's been a lot of talk, Bryson being involved in the design and manufacture of this new Bridgestone ball. How much have you been involved with that?
I'm involved in my golf ball, yes. On his side, he plays a harder golf ball. No, I don't test any of those. I'm involved in testing mine throughout the entire process. I need spin, and I don't. I need to be able to spin the golf ball because I don't spin it very much. Bryson's on the exact opposite end. He spins the ball a ton, so he needs a lot less spin. His golf ball is on the polar opposite sides of mine, for sure.
Yeah. Are you closer to hitting the ball 380 yards like he's talking about or not?
I can do that on a runway. Yeah, no problem.
Listen, just one last question, and on the back of an earlier question about the driving distance of the ball. As you know, the administrators are sort of a little worried about where the game is going. Should they be worried?
They should have been worried a long time ago, but the genie's out of the bag now. So it's about what do we do going forward, and how soon can they do it? And I don't know if they're gonna. You're not gonna stop the guys where they're at right now. That you can carry the. I mean, the guys are figuring out how to carry the ball, 320 plus yards, and it's not just a few of them. I mean, there's a lot of guys who can do it, and that's where the game is going. There's going to be so amount of property that we can do. We can alter golf courses. I just don't see how they can roll everything back. I'd like to have like to be able to see that as far as our game, but then we go back down the road of where do we bifurcate, at what level, and so that's a long discussion that we've had for a number of years, for 20 plus years now, and I think it's only going to continue.
Okay, wish you well, and thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bernie.
Bye.
All right, we have one submitted question from the Japanese media for Corey Yoshimura.
Hey, Tiger, good to see you. Thanks for the time. Just one question back to the fans in Japan. I really want to know, with the win last year, kind of what sits in your mind as something that sticks out? What was special about the event? Obviously, you won it, which is a huge thing, but I mean, anything back to the Japan fans and anything message to them would be appreciated.
Well, the fact that so many people came out after the typhoon that hit, it was a tough situation for the entire area and for all of Japan, quite frankly, and to have that excitement, that level of excitement for the game of golf, and to have all those people out there, watching us play, to have Hideki right there in the mix as well. It was a great event for all of Japan, and I was lucky enough to have won.
Great, thanks.
Thank you so much for your time, Tiger.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Tiger, real quick, just from that seat. Talk to Rod. So,
what's up?
This hat is going to be given to the oldest living World War II veteran in Florida, which is Solly Mitchell.
Okay.
And they're going to present it to him on Veterans Day. They're going to